Hey everyone, it's your favorite gentleman, Marcus Norman of the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. Today we are going live and we're going to talk about your favorite subject, my favorite subject, money, and getting to a better place financially. But I have the man, the expert here on the Gentleman Style Podcast stage today, and we are going to dive deep into how we, you, me, can become our own bank. Ooh, I'm kidding. But stay tuned, stay with us. You won't want to miss 1 second of this powerhouse speaker. Here we go. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. Today I have the incredible, amazing Mr. Asa Patterson. This man is phenomenal. This man has done it all. Big Ben champion in track and field with a bachelor's in speech communication and an MED from the University of Illinois. This man is known throughout the United States and growing, always full of growth. He's an absolute, the entrepreneur. If there was a picture of entrepreneur in the dictionary, he would be right next to it. This man also does real estate investing and owns several businesses in North and South America and is 100% committed to serving his community, because we all know, you all know, that we as a society, as a people, as Americans are not doing well financially. COVID-19 was a terrible year, and here I have Mr. Asa Patterson to the stage to help us break some barriers and learn how to become our own bank. So help me welcome to the stage this incredible speaker, Mr. Asa Patterson, MD. Welcome, sir. Welcome, brother, to the stage. Thank you for joining us on Gentleman Style Podcast Show.
Thank you very much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Excited to have you, brother. It's a pleasure to host you today. Sir, I want to dive in, and I really am anxious to get to the meat of what you have. You are very knowledgeable. But first and foremost, successful people have successful habits, routines that they do day in and day out every single day that leads to their success. And what is your morning routine or evening routine or whatever routine that really sets the tone for your day? What is it that you do that really like, oh, I'm gonna have a great day today?
That's an awesome question. Thank you for asking. So I in my day, recapping the day. So I go through a checklist of the things, the wins that I had, the things I need to improve upon, and work with those successes. As I check those things off, that helps me create the next day. And the next day is a task list. You have your big picture goal, but the next day is a task list where I outline the things I want to accomplish for the next day. I do that the night prior. So then when I get up and start my day, I can go right into the task and the plan I have set for the day that leads to success. And again, when you recap the day from in the evening, that helps you see, did you accomplish everything, or do you have things you need to work on tomorrow to finish what you were supposed to do today?
So you go through your entire day before, and that helps plan out your day. You plan your day, and also what you realize you can't work on, you move it to the next day and shift it around.
Yeah. So I have 3 bullets that I want to, the main things for the day. I need to get these 3 things done. If I do these 3 things, that will be a successful day. I work those, and you have fillers in between. I'm not as rigid as some people as far as I have this time to do this and this time to do that. I'm not that rigid. It really doesn't work for me. But when I have a theme for the day and 3 targets that I can shoot for to hit, that really helps.
Makes sense. Very structured. I'm not that rigid either. There's a lot of wiggle room in my calendar. I wish
Okay.
I was that diligent. Sir,
Yes.
you have an incredible resume. Your resume I could read all day long. It's extensive, brother. Sir,
Yes.
why finance? Why the financial industry? You have an incredible mind and you can do literally anything that you set your mind to. You've proven that. Why finance?
So I never knew what I wanted to be when I grew up. I knew I wanted to be a Marine, and I knew I wanted to be wealthy. and I used to talk to a lot of people. Hey, what do you want to be when you grow up? Some people had the answer, most people different. And I noticed that a lot of people um, were suffering because they didn't have the things they want. I was blessed to have my parents when I grew up, and they were phenomenal. They're still phenomenal today. And they gave my brother and I the things that we wanted to succeed. And I saw that other peers, other people in my block didn't have those things. And their parents didn't have the financial means to give them the things that they wanted. So I knew that I needed to get myself to a position where I could be comfortable financially. And I knew that started with a financial education. So um, I set myself on that path. When I got married as a new couple, we both came together and said, hey, how do we want to end in retirement? And we both had the mindset of becoming wealthy. So we went out and started talking to financial planners and people in the financial industry to learn more about investing and saving. And I felt that they weren't giving us the true story. I felt that they were hiding something. I felt they were using terms to confuse us. And even when I asked direct questions, it was always, I felt a smoke and mirrors. And this was with several advisors that we went to speak with. So I did the next best thing. I started educating myself. And the more educated I got, I ended up getting my Series 6 and 63, my securities license and my life and health, and just moved into the financial sector that way. And the stuff that I was learning was phenomenal. It was simple. It was basic to me. And I just started sharing that with friends and family. And that's how it really began.
Told y'all, the man, the myth, the legend. This is huge. And this is huge. This is impactful, right? Because that passion, that drive, and I've experienced a similar thing. I think we've all experienced that kind of blind wall, that imaginary wall that unfortunately some people don't want to spill the tea. They don't want to share. They don't want to give back, and we're held back. We're almost held back intentionally because some people don't want you to win. So, Mr. Asa, what do you think is holding us back as a people, as a society, as a culture from reaching our financial goals?
Okay. And so it's Asa.
Ah,
No
sorry.
problem. No problem. As long as you didn't drop the A and add an S, I'm all good. But what's holding us back, I think, is just the the ability to know that there are options. I feel that the divide in most people's mind is so wide. They don't think they have another option. So they are going to work, paying the bills, going on vacation, but they're really treading water and they're standing in the same place. And with knowledge and education, I think that is the biggest step to get people in the right direction. But the main thing is just letting them know that you have options and you can succeed financially. All you have to do is put a plan in place.
Huge. And we are going to get to that plan here after the short commercial break. You guys stay tuned, stay with us. And I apologize. I will never drop that A and call you.
Thank you.
You guys stay with us. We'll be right back.
Support for Gentleman Style Podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming champions of the world. Manscaped offers you precision engineering tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, the 4.0. Join over 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off free worldwide shipping with the code GENTSTYLE at manscaped.com.
We are back, and we have the incredible Mr. Asa.
Yes.
Mansa Musa. This man is leading the way, and he just spilled the tea on what sets the tone for his day and how he organizes his day and what got him in the financial industry. And now we are going to tune in and we're going to dive deep. Sir, you teach to this, you coach to this, you've traveled and spoke about this. And so we're going to get deep into this. How you teach a system on how us can become our own bank. How can I be the bank? Can you spill some tea there?
Yes. So the first thing I want to do is dispel the myth that you need a lot of money. Of course you need money, but you can work with what you already have. The Census Bureau and the Bureau of Labor and Statistics says the average American will make anywhere from 1.7 to $2 million in their lifetime. Now that's a lot of money. And that's on someone who's making $35,000 a year up to $51,000 a year. Now, people make more money than that, but it just flows right through their bank account. They have a deposit from their bank, they pay their bills, and then that's it. They may put aside a little bit of money, but with the system that we have set up, it helps you to pay yourself first. What if there was a way to flow your monthly expenses? Let's say your monthly expenses are $2,000. What if there was a way to flow your monthly expenses of $2,000 through your own bank, have that credited to your bank at a 3% interest rate? Then you borrow the money back out from your own bank and then pay your bills as you normally do. Some of you may have credit cards, right? And they have a 3% cash back. How do they do that? So I charge on my card and I charge $30,000 and I get 3%, or I charge $1,000 and I get 3%. How does that work? Well, we've created a uniquely designed investment vehicle that allows you to do that for yourself. You can flow your checking account. You can flow your, let's just say your mortgage. Your mortgage is $2,000. You flow your mortgage into your own bank. You borrow the money out from your own bank, and then you pay your bills. By doing that in and out, it's a little more than this, but I just want you to get the concept behind it. You flow your money in there, you pull it out as a loan that you never have to pay back. Where's that? And you're credited 3%. So now for every time you pay your mortgage, you get 3% credited on that mortgage payment, compounded, tax-free. So it's a very powerful idea, but I would hope we can answer some questions from your viewing audience. Just get the theory behind it right. Okay. You don't need to say, hey, I need to invest or save millions of dollars. You already have it. We've created a system where it can flow through, and then you can still pay your bills and make that credit.
Mm, mm. Love that. Love that. Love
Yes.
that. Love that. So I love how you took us 3,000 feet up. I love how you did that with us. First off, why do you recommend becoming your own bank? Why do you recommend, and why do you teach this on why we should become our own bank?
Okay.
Because what's wrong with my bank? I don't. What are some things that you know, coming from the finance background that you have? What is it that you're seeing? What's the concept there?
Okay. Well, thank you for that. That's an awesome question. You're already bankers. Everybody that's listening is already a banker by default. Why do I say that? Well, because when you deposit your money into your bank, whatever bank that is, at the end of the year, depending on the size of your deposits, the bank must issue you a 1099 INT, which is a 1099 interest, because they have to account with the IRS on the interest that they paid you. Why is the bank paying a depositor interest? Well, because you are loaning the bank your money. You are loaning your bank your money and you don't even know it. So the bank has the cheapest money around. People are excited that mortgage rates are down 2, 3, 4%. They're super excited about that. But the banks are even more excited because they're borrowing your tens and some people hundreds of thousands of dollars from your deposits that are in your bank for 0.05%, 0.8%. And that's because you're already in the banking industry. So the bank then takes your deposit. Let's just say it's a $10,000 deposit, and they loan that out in the form of a credit card. Does anyone know what the average interest rate is on a credit card? You may be surprised. Let's say 18%. 18%. So you're giving the bank your $10,000. They're giving you 0.85%. However, they're loaning that out in the form of a credit card at 18%. So something I teach is called the rule of 72. What the rule of 72 says, if you take the interest rate and divide that by the 72, that tells you how many years it will take your money to double. All right. So if you have, let's just say 12%. 12 divided, yes, sensible consumer, they are thieves, but we just don't know any better. All right. But using the rule of 72, if you take 12 divided by 72, every 6 years, your money's doubling. All right. When your money's doubling every 6 years, that's what the bank is doing. So if you had $3,000 at the end of 48 years, I think the numbers are right. The bank has grown your $1,000 to 200 and I think $45,000. Where at the end of your 48 years, you've only doubled that 4 times. So they're giving you 4 grand and they're keeping over 200 grand of your money. We teach you and educate you on the basics of money. A saying that I always say is, when you know better, you do better. And it's just basic stuff. I make it as simple as I can because I want everyone to understand it. And if you look up the rule of 72, Google it, and then use the rule of 72 against your own investments. And you may be surprised that you're not getting the kind of growth that you really want to, but the bank is. So that's why I'm saying all you have to do is just think a little bit differently about what you do with your money and how you utilize it. And it can make a big difference in your own life as well as your family.
Wow. And I applaud you, sir. It is very dangerous to do math live. It's very dangerous.
Yeah, I hope they don't pull out a calculator on me.
Do not hold it against my guests, y'all. It is.
Thank you.
We still love you, sir. Still love
Thank
you and appreciate you. So I want to find out, are there any cons to this? This sounds like, and you're right, banks have been stealing from us for a very long time, right?
Yes.
The interest rate on a checking account, on a money market account, on a CD, right? Is barely breaking 1%, barely.
Right.
And so, but they loan out your money, like you said, you loan out your money at a ridiculous amount, 20%, 18%. It's on the border of like these payday lenders. And so you're right. Why? And that's why you're saying we should become our own bank so we can pay ourselves first.
Yes.
That's huge. That is huge. One more round of applause. This sounds like a secret. Is any of this illegal? What are some of the pros and cons to this? That I should be aware of. My audience should be aware of.
Great question. It's all legal. And the premise of it is based on a life insurance policy. And I really don't like to talk about life insurance because people don't understand the power of life insurance. So that's why I just like to talk theories and concepts on how it can be used. But life insurance is one of the most powerful financial tools that are available that most people don't utilize. So it is based on life insurance. So the con is you have to be in fair health, right? Because it's a life insurance policy, it's based on the individual's health. There are ways to get around it if you as the individual don't have the health. I have a client who has AIDS who has one of the accounts. Okay. So it does not have to be that, but that is a con, right? And because the IRS under IRS code 7702 regulates life insurance. So this is overfunding a life insurance policy to get maximum benefits. So the con is you can only put a certain amount of money in it, right? So let's say you say, hey, I want to start with doing $20,000 a year. And then you come into some wealth and you want to do $50,000. Well, based on the IRS regulations, we may need to set up another account because of the power of life insurance. The IRS sets ceilings to what you can put into it. And those ceilings are just, again, I don't want to get into the complicated things of it, but just understand it's based on life insurance. That is the only con. The way the life insurance policy is set up is bulletproof. And what do you mean by bulletproof? So what if you had a financial tool that was IRS garnishment proof, lawsuit judgment proof, divorce, asset separation proof? None of those things can get at your policy. And that's because in the eyes of the IRS, it's an insurance policy. It is not an asset. So for those of you who have children and you're trying to plan for their college education and you may have to fill out a financial aid form. Well, they're going to ask you for your assets. And if you have mutual funds, 401k, deferred comps, and those kind of things, those are assets that will hinder the amount of scholarship money or financial aid that your child can get. However, if the wealth of your financial storehouse is in a life insurance policy and the cash value portion of a life insurance policy, you don't have to mention it because it's not an asset. So it's just super powerful. I really love talking about it. And it's just a really powerful way of thinking about money and utilizing your money to your benefit, because the banks are doing. The banks have these policies on all their key employees and all their key executives. They have billions of dollars. If you go to the website is failing me, but you can look at the assets that the bank has, and it shows they have billions of dollars in these same policies. Again, do what the banks do. Think differently about the money. Think like a banker, not a consumer. And that's what everything is geared on, training us to be consumers and be consumer minded versus business oriented. The 1090, the tax form that we're going to be filling out before the deadline, the 1040. The true name of it is this small business tax form. So even in the code, we're small businesses, but we don't operate like that. We don't think like that.
Absolutely. So what I don't want you guys to miss what Mr. Patterson said. What he's talking about, the reason why there's a cap on your life insurance, because the wealthy, can you imagine if they opened Pandora's box, right? And you could funnel money into your life insurance policy. And so what I want to just break this down really quick. What he's talking about is because there's a cap, people can't funnel massive amounts of money, and your policy, that's why you need professionals like Mr. Patterson and his team to help you figure out what that dollar amount is, because you run the risk of having your policy converted because there's audits and there's checks and balances against all of this stuff. And so you run the risk of having your policy converted to a modified endowment contract, and you want to avoid that and keep the money safe. And so that's the risk that he's talking about. That's why there's limits that you need to be aware of. That's why you need experts like him and his team to help you do this, because you could potentially put your money at risk if you don't know what you're doing. And you're just, I want to put $50,000 in my policy. No, you can't. And Mr. Patterson and his team will stop you from doing that. And he'll guide you along that way. So thank you.
They can. There's ways to do it, but you have to have it structured properly. Yes. Exactly. Awesome. Thank you for adding that. That's awesome. I forgot you had the background to understand this as well. So that's beautiful. Thank you for adding that.
Absolutely. This is important, and I don't want them to miss anything that you're laying down. Round of applause for Mr. Patterson. Wow. How can I begin? How can I begin funding my bank, my own bank? I've now set an appointment with you. What should someone bring to you in advance when they set that appointment up with you and bring to the stage?
We just set up a tool called your financial GPS. Number one, set an appointment. It's a no obligation, no financial cost appointment where we just talk one-on-one. You or someone on my team will have a conversation about what your goals and your objectives are. Every person, thank you. There's a website, premier72.com. You can click on there, set an appointment, and we'll schedule something that's convenient for everyone. We'll sit down and get an overview. We have clients that they want to pay off their home before they reach retirement. A young lady we have, she's 36 years old and a $340,000 home. She wants to retire in 15 years. So when that happens, the policy that we're setting up for is going to pay her mortgage for the remaining 15 years. That's super powerful, because not only is her mortgage paid off, it's like she gets a raise. So now she no longer has to make that mortgage payment. So we sit down, we have an overview of what your goals are, what you're looking to accomplish, and then we build a plan for you. Once we get that, I go back into the lab and I create the plan. My team and we structure the deal, and then we present it to you and say, hey, based on what you share with us, based on the flow that you have of your current financial situation, your job, your mortgage, your groceries, all those things, we set it up based on what you share with us. Then we present you the illustration. We say, hey, based on what you're saying, this is how this will perform. And you say, hey, I love it, or A lot of times when we have these appointments, people say, well, I have a little more money. Can I put a little more money into it? And then we restructure the program. And once that happens, then we begin the process to set it in place. But everything is discussed with you. Everything is overviewed. So you have a clear picture and understanding, because our first goal at Premier 72 is to educate you on how to think differently about money. We teach you the rule of 72. We teach you about compound interest. We teach you about tax savings. Once you have the education, once you know better, you do better, and then you can grow financially.
You have to. You have to. You have to do better. And Mr. Patterson is here today to help us do better. You guys stay tuned for this powerhouse speaker, y'all. I am so excited. You can tell I'm pumped. This man is powerful. We have one more short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Good day, podcast listeners. This is your boy, Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show. I wanted to let you guys know that we will be rolling out a new feature and adding a join sponsor button next to the subscriber button here at the bottom of your screen. Once you click the button, it will display 3 membership levels. Gentleman Gentry, which is our entry level, Duke Duchess, which is our season level, and the Emperor and Empress, which is our most sophisticated level, which you will receive unique perks and benefits at each differing level and gain access to our community tab. We will also be sharing polls, upcoming events, and interviews, as well as receive feedback from our sponsors directly. Your support helps me find new and exciting guests to bring to the stage live. Well, in order to get the higher end speakers, it requires, you guessed it, money. So thank you for tuning in to my channel. And if becoming a sponsor sounds good to you, then select the join button below and choose your desired sponsor level. Let's continue to grow and serve the future of generations of men and women to come. Love you guys. Bye. Welcome back to the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. And today I have Mr. Peterson, the incredible, the amazing Mr. Peterson here on the Gentleman Style Podcast stage. And we are learning how to become our own bank. If you missed that, if you missed him, scroll back and check him out. This is a powerhouse speaker, and he's here on the Gentleman Style Podcast stage to help us do better financially and become our own bank. Mr. Peterson, sir, you are profound and your knowledge is vast. You and your team really have been helping us, me, do better financially. I have a lot of real estate investors on the show. I have a lot of real estate. People love the topic of real estate. That's like the new bingo. That's the new gambling addiction right now.
Yes.
Can I use any of this banking system, become my own bank? Can I use this policy to fund my real estate deals? Can you break that down?
Yes, most definitely. Because the policy is yours and you own it, you control it, you're able to take a policy loan. And we say a loan, and I don't want you to say, oh, I got to get qualified or things like that. No, you don't. It is the provision that we set up. Again, these are specifically designed policies set up by the wealthy for the wealthy, and everybody can benefit from it. The reason why it's a loan is because, think about it. If you take a home equity loan and your home equity loan is $100,000, do you pay taxes on that $100,000? No, you pay interest on that $100,000. All right. So you're either going to pay interest on something or you're going to pay taxes. If you pay taxes on the $100,000, depending on whatever tax bracket you're in, you could be bumped up to the 32% tax bracket because you took that home equity loan. So the question is, can I use this for real estate investing? Yes, you can. And it's actually preferred. Let's say you find a house and it's $50,000. You just pick up the phone and call the insurance company, say, I need a loan of $50,000. They would check your account, and 3 days later, max, you have the $50,000 in your account. You do the real estate transaction. Now, this is not infinite banking as a lot of people understand infinite banking. And I just don't want to blow people's minds, but the way the account is set up, you can pay the loan back with interest to yourself, or not pay it back at all. Now, why would the insurance company say you can take a $50,000 loan and not pay it back? It's because the collateral that allows you to take the policy loan is the death benefit. Again, the collateral is the death benefit. So again, with other types of structures like this that people are very familiar with, you have to pay that loan back because that's the way that account is set up. But the way we set up this it's more like a financial contract. It's already written in. It's nothing new. It's nothing we have to set up or anything special. So it is actually preferred that you use this for real estate because you have access to cash value, tax-free money that you can pay back, and you can actually improve your returns within the account, or you can not pay it back, and that even much more significantly improves your returns on the account. So yes, it is specifically a great tool for real estate because now you have an asset and you can actually pay that back once you refi or once you sell that asset, and you can flow more money through it. Again, I'm kind of glossing over this. Can someone use this to bank for real estate? Yes, they can. And it's such a powerful tool because one of the principals in Premier 72, a couple of years ago, she had a real estate loan and a real estate deal needed $25,000. She pulled that $25,000 out of her policy and went on with the deal. The power behind it is there's no qualifying. You don't have to show your bank statements or your W-2s or anything like that because it's already built in where you can take loans from the account. So real estate is an awesome tool to use it with. In the past, I've been a hard money lender, and I actually am tapping into some clients' policies to fund real estate deals today.
There you go. There you go. So you can use this money. Again, you become the bank. You can use this money to fund your real estate ventures and your aspirations and your goals. So that is huge. Sir, how can my audience connect with you? How can we learn more of you? How can we connect? We need you.
Yes, thank you. So my website, premier72.com, is where you can catch me there. There's a link over there to set an appointment there. My Facebook page is also where you can connect with me. I go live on Facebook on several occasions to talk about real estate, to talk about money tips, just to talk about life. Because Premier 72, we take a more holistic approach. It's not just about your money. It's about you. What do you want to be when you grow up? That's a question I always ask. So just reach out. I'm also on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. So it's a wonderful thing. And it's more about the relationship. It's more about the communication. It's more about understanding your needs and your goals and really what you want to do. Some people want to get into real estate investing. Some people want to pay off their homes. Some people want to fund their children's college education. It's just up to you. So reach out to me, connect with me so that we can have a conversation to see how we can reach your goals.
Whoo. Sir, you have been incredible today. I want to ask this. I felt it in my spirit. I want to ask this. You are powerful. You're changing lives. What advice? I feel like this advice has been crucial to like people our age, your age, my age. What advice would you give to the young man, the young woman out in the audience whose back is against the wall and they don't know what to do with their money? They have some money, or they're coming into themselves. They're fresh out of college. They're going into the workforce, and they're gonna make a little bit more money than they're accustomed to. What advice would you give to that young boy, that young woman out in the audience today?
Get educated. Reach out to me. Learn some things, because the goal is you're going to eventually be 30, you're going to be 35, you're going to be 40. And the thing is, what will change with your financial position? Bureau of Statistics says the average American is going to make $1.7 to $2 million in their lifetime. How much of that will you have? You're going to spend it. Learn how to flow it through your account so that you can capture 3% on all of that spending. And just really get educated, because you're going to wake up and you're 50 years old and you're going to say, where did the time go? And I should have started yesterday. So get started today.
Spilling all the tea. I love it. Sir, you are powerful. You are dynamic, and you are helping us get to a better place. And I
Yeah.
appreciate you. I appreciate what you're doing. Sir, I want to say this to you publicly. Don't ever give up. We need you. We need you. I love this. I love when I get a brother on the stage, because you don't see too many of us in the financial industry. Again, you
True.
did math earlier. He did math live earlier. So that is powerful. I am not that brave. Not yet. Sir, thank you for today, and thank you for spending time with me and my audience so we can grow and get to a better place. Again, y'all, connect. We're gonna put his website back on the big screen. Set that appointment, get a consultation. It's free. Did you say it was free?
Totally free. Totally
It's
free.
free. You can't lose. You can't.
No,
It doesn't hurt. And I know we're talking about something sensitive. We're talking about your money.
yeah.
But who better than to talk about your money than you? And becoming your own bank sounds right in line with everything we teach here and what Mr. Patterson and his team teaches with Premier 72. So that's www.premier72.com for my audio listeners. That's Premier, Premier 72.com. Like I always end every show, we got to give Mr. Patterson back. He has a company to run, and he has more financial goals to benchmarks to hit and teach, because he's traveling, y'all. The man is on travel. So, like I always end every show, take care of your friends, take care of your family, and always take care of business. This is Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and the incredible Mr. Asa Patterson. Signing off. We love you guys. Miss you. Take care. Be safe.